come in, we'll do the best we can. Come in, bring your whole bloody clan. Take it slow and easy and I'll shake you by the hand. Sit you down at your eaties and I'm an Irishman. Come in, we'll do the best we can. Come in, bring your whole bloody clan. Take it slow and easy and I'll shake you by the hand. Sit you down at your eaties and I'm an Irishman. I've travelled east, I've travelled west, I've roamed from town to town. I've cut the harvest down in Clare, made people of renown. Wherever I went, the welcome that was always waiting me. So be a lass along with us and sing old Ireland free. Come in, we'll do the best we can. Come in, bring your whole bloody clan. Take it slow and easy and I'll shake you by the hand. Sit you down at your eaties and I'm an Irishman. When I am gone some other place, my memory's growing dim. Just be a lass along with us, invite the colleagues in, and think about the good old times and you'll remember me. When good old songs are pouring out and porter flowing free. Come in, we'll do the best we can. Come in, bring your whole bloody clan. Take it slow and easy and I'll shake you by the hand. Sit you down at your eaties and I'm an Irishman. Come in, we'll do the best we can. Come in, bring your whole bloody clan. Take it slow and easy and I'll shake you by the hand. Sit you down at your eaties and I'm an Irishman.
Fáilte agus 𝐿𝐸 Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Kathleen O'Neill, along with Bruce Smith, as we invite you to 2 hours of Irish music, news, and announcements on Detroit Irish Radio at crbradio.com. The call-in number is 313-942-0159. We also can be heard on the Gaelic League of Detroit.org website, where you'll find the CRB logo. Click that on. We're on Studio 2, or you can go to Detroit Irish Radio Facebook and also listen, thanks to Mary Bongiorno. And also, you can listen that way later, the archived shows. You can also go to crbradio.com, Studio 2. Many ways to listen, and then afterwards you can listen through podcasts or go to Detroit Irish Radio on YouTube. So we started with Come On In, from the group The Shamrock. Today is a very exciting day here in Detroit. We have the annual United Irish Society St. Patrick's Parade kickoff taking place from 1 to 7 p.m. out at the AOH Hall, located at 25300 5 Mile Road in Retford. A great day, nice and sunny and dry. Some people are still suffering without power. Well, this is a place where you can go and join the company of many happy people, hear some great music today, and they'll be serving food as well. You can purchase that. The tickets, if you bought them in advance, were $20. At the door, it's $25. Children under the age of 12 are $10. So today's show is going to be about some of our local Detroit talent. Last week we had Grand Marshal Kevin Murphy here, and he was mentioning, at one point he counted at least 55 different musical groups in the Detroit area. We are truly, truly blessed. And so today you're going to hear from those that are playing out at the fundraiser, the parade kickoff, and then add a few others into the mix if we have time. Because also happening today is our good friends, the DEMA, the Detroit Irish Music Association members. Some of them will be coming down and playing some live music near the end of the show, and then continue on with a session from 3 to 5 o'clock. You're welcome to come down and bring your musical instruments and join in, or just come down and enjoy the music and, once again, the company of other like-minded people that enjoy Irish music. We also anticipate a call from our good friend Alfie Dean. We haven't heard from him in a little while, but he is from Athenry in Galway, and we look forward to whatever news Alfie will share with us as well today. So with that, sit back, enjoy. You might even want to get up and dance a little bit through the music today. But right now what's happening at the fundraiser is the opening ceremonies, and that's with the Detroit Pipe and Drum Group. The Shamrock Shore are not on the schedule, but they have been for many, many years, and they were the ones that opened up the party with the song, Come On In, Come In. Next up, we're going to go with the Brothers Crow, and they are on later in the day, 4 o'clock, from 4 to 5. We're going to hear from them, Six and Porter, and for those not familiar, where is or what is Six and Porter? We're not talking about a drink, we're talking about a location. That is the corner of where Most Holy Trinity Church is in Corktown. It is where there will be a Mass on Parade Sunday at 10:30. And people line up right in that general area of Six and Porter. So this is a song the boys wrote. And then we'll follow up with another local group, and that's McSpillin. McSpillin will be on stage at 1:50 today till 2:30. So you still have an opportunity to get out and see these two groups. McSpillin will be singing the song that is often requested, not just on St. Patrick's Day, but in many Irish gatherings, and that is the song, Danny Boy.
Stepped off the boat at Boston, gonna make me a new life. First I find some work, then I find me a pretty wife. Signs on all the doors saying, oh, Irish need apply. So I put my brogues to walking, don't know where and don't know why. I'm stuck on Six and Porter in a row house on the corner, working bloody hard for hardly any pay. Trying to stay sober, damn the days be shorter. Working, drinking, working till I die, till I die. Working, drinking, working till I die. From County Cork to Corktown, I've made it all this way. In old Detroit, I've ended up, it's here that I must stay. Building the city for the rich as the days go by and by. Knowing that it couldn't be worse, and hell, we don't know why. I'm stuck on Six and Porter in a row house on the corner, working bloody hard for hardly any pay. Trying to stay sober, damn the days be shorter. Working, drinking, working till I die, till I die. Working, drinking, working till I die. It's down on Workers' Row, that's where I spend me days. It's not the shores of 𝐾𝐞𝐭𝐫𝐤𝐿, Sheep's Head or Bantry Bay. You can keep your land of famine, Boston and New York. This poor bastard's home is in Detroit's own County Cork. Stuck on Six and Porter in a row house on the corner, working bloody hard for hardly any pay. Trying to stay sober, damn the days be shorter. Working, drinking, working till I die, till I die. Working, drinking, working till I die. Stepped off the boat at Boston, gonna make me a new life. First I find some work, then I find me a pretty wife. Signs on all the doors saying, oh, Irish need apply. So I put my brogues to walking, don't know where and don't know why. I'm stuck on Six and Porter in a row house on the corner, working bloody hard for hardly any pay. Trying to stay sober, damn the days be shorter. Working, drinking, working till I die, till I die. Working, drinking, working till I die. Working, drinking, working till I die, till I die. Working, drinking, working till I die.
Oh, okay, sorry, Danny. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. 'Tis you must go, and I sleep in peace until you come to
And that was Joni Kavanagh. Beautiful voice. And once again, Joni and her group, McSpillin, will be on stage at 1:50 today. So you'll hear some other beautiful songs being sung by her and played with the band as well. But we are excited. We have our first call in for today, and that is our good friend, Alfie Dean. Alfie, how are you doing all the way in Athenry?
Hello, Kathleen. How are you? Thanks for taking my yes. We're all very good in the field of Athenry, I must say. Everything nice and cool, and the sun is shining. Well, it's not shining now because we're getting pretty good weather. And I just a quick hello to all my friends in the lovely city of Detroit. But I will go into the story immediately because it's slightly longer than some of the ones I talked before, so I don't want to be taking up too much of your time. And it's a story about Belinda Mulrooney. She became the richest woman in Klondike. And Belinda, believe it or not, was born in County Sligo, about 10 miles from where I come from. She was born in just about 2-3 miles from Enniscrone, the beautiful beach of Enniscrone. She was born on May the 16th in 1872 on her grandparents' 21-acre farm, 10 miles south of Sligo. When the Mulrooneys had 5 children, Belinda's father immigrated to America. A few years later, her mother followed him. Belinda was raised by her grandparents and had a happy childhood on the farm. And when she reached the age of 13, she joined her parents and younger sisters in the USA. Her father was working as a coal miner in Archibald, Pennsylvania, a town full of Irish people who had escaped the Great Famine. When she reached the age of 17 in that town, she left what they call the sooty town, because it was a coal of Archibald, and moved on to Philadelphia, where she worked as a maid in a wealthy household. At the end of 1891, Belinda moved to Chicago to celebrate the 400th anniversary of Christopher Columbus's arrival in the New World in 1893. The World Fair was held in Chicago, and whilst construction work was underway, Belinda bought a site, and she was able to rent it out at a location for the fair's ferry wheel. Now, the fair, this was one of her ways of making money. The fair attracted over 27 million visitors, and so Belinda ran a very successful sandwich bar at the fair. At the age of 21, she was worth several $1,000s, and this was the start of Belinda's business career. She moved to San Francisco in 1894, where she invested her money in an ice cream parlor. Unfortunately, a fire destroyed the property and Belinda lost most of her money. But this did not diminish her entrepreneurial spirit. She found employment as a stewardess on a steamship, and I think this is very funny. The steamship was called the City of Topeka, which sailed regularly from San Francisco to the port in Alaska, and there was no bar on this particular ship. So Belinda had a long fur coat with pockets sewn inside, and in the pockets she carried 24 half-pint bottles of bootlegged whiskey, which she sold to the passengers at a handsome profit. She used the ship as a base for selling goods when she was on board, and she also sold dresses and hats to the Native American women and the coastal towns in which the ship docked. Belinda then moved to Juneau, which became the capital city of Alaska, and opened a liquor store in July in 1896. She had amassed a sum of $5,000. She worked for a while in the clothing store, and in August 1896, gold was discovered on the Klondike River in the Canadian territory. And the following year, the Great Klondike Gold Rush began. Thousands of prospectors arrived at the Alaskan ports of Blair and Skagway. Belinda purchased a supply of goods which she intended selling to the miners, and had formed a boomtown in Dawson City. This was a 600-mile journey through hard terrain for those ports to Dawson City, which was 11 miles from the gold fields. Her first attempt had to be abandoned, but on April 1896, she set out again. Hauling her goods, pieces and backpacks, she climbed the treacherous mountains, 3,400 feet high, called 𝐃𝐞𝐭𝐫𝐫𝐢𝐬𝐡, 20 times, pulling her goods, load by load, between two camps. By June, she had reached Dawson City and found that her choice of goods had been brilliant. She had a supply of hot water bottles, which she sold immediately to prospectors who were sleeping in coal tins or wooden cabins. Her bowls, her bales of cotton was also sold to produce clothing. Men working in freezing cold, avidly bought her silk underwear because to keep themselves warm, and she was able to sell the wares for 6 times what she paid for them. Those profits were used to buy food from the newcomers in Dawson City, who were forced by the Canadian Mounted Police to bring their own supplies, and she bought it from them, and she was able to build and run a basic canteen there. In July, she travelled to the goldfields and used a mule to haul lumber to the miners' settlement of Grand Forks. She used the lumber to build the roadhouse, which she called the Grand Forks Hotel. It was a 2-story log building which had a bar, a dining room, on the ground floor, and a row of bunk beds in the upper floor. The basic boarding house served as a trading depot, a brokerage for swapping claims, and a collection centre for the Canadian government royalties. Food, drink, and accommodation was paid for in either dollars or gold. And now this is a funny one too. Every night Belinda had the wooden floor swept carefully, and up to $100 in gold dust was often retrieved from the floorboards. As hundreds of people were arriving in the rapidly growing Dawson City, decent accommodation was impossible to find. Belinda personally supervised the transport of loads of furniture and fittings over the frozen mountains from the port of Skagway. In July 1898, she opened a 22-roomed hotel, which was called the Fairway. The rooms were heated, and the hotel boasted electric lighting, brass headsets, and cut glass chandeliers. Belinda hired an orchestra to play the classical music while lavish meals were served. Prospectors who had struck gold were able to avail of the luxury that Belinda had to offer. It was the first day, and in the first day of her operation, the takings were $6,000. Imagine that in 1896. Another example of her enterprise was a business providing the citizens of Dawson City with boiled and purified water. Even though she was not very religious, Belinda supported the city's charities undertaken by the local churches. And Belinda decided to get involved in the Klondike mining business. She sold the Grand Forks Hotel and leased out the Fairway White Hotel running the establishment. She also listened carefully to the miners' gossips. She had been purchasing interest in the miners' claims since she had arrived in Klondike area, and she began supervising the mining and all those sites on the hillsides above Bonanza and 𝐿𝐸𝐴𝐷o creeks. She was a tough boss, but gave generous bonuses to her workers. She used trams to move earth from the mines she was mining, and which was very successful. And at this stage, Belinda was worth over $1 million. And the newspapers claimed that she was the richest woman in Klondike. In October 1899, spreading some of her great wealth, Belinda travelled around the United States and Europe. And then there's a guy came along then, in fact he was a chancellor, what I described him, Charles Campanui, I think. There was a dapper champagne salesman who had arrived in Dawson City in 1898. It was his own valet. He claimed to be a French count. In truth, he was either a barber or a waiter from Quebec. Belinda was smitten by his aristocratic ways, and she accepted his proposal of marriage. And you know what happened? It didn't work out, because in 1904 she realised he was only interested in her money, and she had involved, and she divorced him. He stole Belinda's valuable jewellery, and abducted her sister Agnes, who actually came from Sligo as well. As I said, Belinda divorced him in 1906, and he died in prison in 1990. But anyway, I'm coming to the end of it. In the in Domes, 18 miles from Fairbanks, in 1906, Belinda started a bank called the Dome City Bank, and the bank lent money to mining interests, and the main business was gold onward shipment to the United States Mint. Belinda bought a ranch near Yakima in Washington State and built a stone castle. She called it 𝐾𝐞𝐭𝐫𝐤𝐿 Castle on the site. Then she retired and lived there with her parents and children. Belinda's business was involved in legal difficulties, and her fortune ran out. And in 1925, she was forced to sell the castle and move to a smaller abode in Seattle. She found work as a seamstress during World War II and worked as in a welder's shipyard. In 1957, Belinda was now 87 and she moved to a nursing home. And Belinda Mulrooney, the Klondike prospector, entrepreneur and hotel owner and bank founder from Sligo, died in the Swedish and a hospital in Richmond, Washington, on the 3rd of December in 1967. So she came from about 10 miles from where I come from at home. I thought I'd tell you that story. It's an interesting one.
Very interested. I'm going to have to read up on more about her, but what a life, huh? She was quite the entrepreneur, and I wonder how...
She was, and she was a fighter in every sense of the word. It's a pity about her romance. Her romance didn't work out, but, you know, we're proud of her here. Let's put it that way, you know. And especially, a lot of your listeners know, I'm sure they know I come from Sligo, so when I hear some success story of a Sligo person, I always have to tell the world about it. And there's no better way to tell the world than through your good station.
Well, and we truly enjoy the stories that you find. I'm just wondering, have you found yet that you're related to her in any way?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I said, have you found out yet whether you're related to her in any way?
She didn't give me any money in her will anyhow, but however.
Nothing left behind, right? But what a fascinating story.
I hope I didn't take up too much of your time, but I just wanted to tell that story. It was slightly longer than the one they do, but I think too valuable to edit it and cut it out, cut the pieces out.
Absolutely, we needed to hear from start to finish about her life. Just a quick wishing you here from the Detroit Irish Radio team and from all of our listeners now around the world a very, very safe and happy St. Patrick's Day for you, and all the festivities that come with coming into March later this week. Hopefully you'll have good weather there in the coming weeks.
Yes, well, we praise the good Lord, and St. Patrick will have good weather, and I can't wait to meet you and Dan, and we'll be meeting in Dublin, and I might have a surprise lined up for you.
Sounds like a plan. All right, Alfie, you take care. All right, and thanks.
And I'll have news later about St. Patrick's Day parade, but I won't tell you right now. You know what I'm talking about, okay?
Exactly. We'll hear from you again at the end of the month or beginning of April. All righty.
Good. Okay.
Okay. God bless.
Thanks for taking my call, and thanks to Bruce for his excellent advice behind the scenes. Okay.
You're welcome, Alfie.
Yeah, always welcome.
Goodbye, and God bless you.
God bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yes, we thoroughly enjoy hearing from Alfie. We don't hear too often, but when we do, we always get a fascinating story, and it's usually American-related with a connection to Ireland, and so that was a super nice one. And I should mention, while Alfie was just mentioning now, the next 3 weeks, I have the good fortune of having a very competent Bruce here that's going to man the boards as he does every Sunday, coming up to our first anniversary on Cave Radio, which
she's abandoning the show, is what she's trying to tell you.
In a roundabout way, just walking into it softly. We are going to have next Sunday, Sheila Victory Maloney will be here hosting Detroit Irish Radio and probably sharing some of the wonderful music that she just brought back from Ireland, right, Bruce?
Probably, yeah.
That's the plan, I think. And then the following Sunday, Parade Sunday, Angela Ryan has for many years stepped in and hosted that show so that I could always be in the parade and as a past Grand Marshal. And then the following Sunday, Angela will be doing a second show. because I have the good fortune of going to Ireland. I will be leaving this Friday and be spending Parade Sunday and St. Patrick's Day in Ireland, and I do hope to meet up with Alfie. And Bruce will be sharing more news probably next Sunday of what plans we have for the radio program, and maybe even on St. Patrick's Day, right, Bruce? You don't have any specifics on that yet?
I don't have anything yet, as
Okay.
a matter of fact. We're trying to put a show together.
Yeah, okay. With that, let's go on with our show, because we are on crbradio.com, and we do enjoy being a part of this green wave, where we have 4 Irish programs being aired on this platform on the weekend. Starts off yesterday with Matt O'Donnell with the MLL Express from 1 to 4 on Studio 2. This morning we listened to Johnny Costello with the Rebel Rooster from 10 till noon in Studio 1. Here we are, Detroit Irish Radio, today Kathleen O'Neill and Bruce Smith from 1 to 3, Studio 2. And tomorrow our good friend Patrick Johnson, along with Aaron and Dave Keem, assisting with the Irish Music Cafe, air from 4 to 6 p.m. in Studio 1. And I know today is a very, very busy day for Patrick Johnson, our friend, because he is out at the AOH Hall helping to take care of the sound for the many musicians that are going to perform at this fundraiser to help fund our annual parade, which is, I believe it's the 65th parade. Amazing. So with that, let's go back into some more music and hear from some of these other local bands that will be entertaining this afternoon at the AOH Hall on 5 Mile Road in Retford. Next up, we hear from the group Black Murray with a song they wrote, You Didn't Hear It From Me. Yes, that's the title of the song. Not me saying that. And then we're going to follow, and let me see, Black Murray are playing later as well. They're at 5:20 to 6 p.m. And then we're going to hear from John Heinzman with a selection of jigs, the treble jigs. And John Heinzman is one of the founding members of the Ardon Academy of Irish Dance. And they are going to be performing at 5 o'clock to 5:20, right before Black Murray, 5 o'clock to 5:20. And then if you are there earlier, you're going to see a nice dance performance from the Motor City Dancers, because they're scheduled from 2:30 to 2:50. So let's hear a song and do a little dancing.
There was a thing at that place by the highway. Everyone's talking about what went down. The long and the short is that the whole thing was epic. When it got out, it was the talk of the town. Well, you didn't hear it from me. Yeah, I never heard it from you. Well, it will be different tomorrow, and it won't be any more true. I wasn't there, but my cousin Diana, she told a friend who's a friend of a friend. He wasn't there either, but he knows a couple. They know a guy who walked in at the end. Well, you didn't hear it from me. Yeah, I never heard it from you. Well, it will be different tomorrow, and it won't be any more true. Bobby told Betty, who told John, who told someone. That guy told someone who had known all along. Somehow the whole thing got back to Samantha. She told her sister, but she got it all wrong. Well, you didn't hear it from me. Yeah, I never heard it from you. Well, it will be different different tomorrow, and it won't be any more true. The truth of the matter is the details were sketchy. That didn't stop it from getting around. The people who know the least are talking the most. That is the truest thing that I've ever found. Well, you didn't hear it from me. Yeah, I never heard it from you. Well, it will be different tomorrow, and it won't be any more true.
All right. Bruce said, wow, that was a lot of John playing right now. I said, but he's used to it because with all those dancers and being able to dance around the hall at the Gaelic League or the AOH, you need to have all that music. And so let me remind you what's happening with the Ardán Academy of Irish Dance. During the month of, or during the season of Lent, the beginning Irish dance classes that are held every Friday at the Gaelic League at 5:30 during Lent will take place at the Ardán Academy's Taylor Studio due to the Lenten fish fries. However, the adult Ceilidh classes that also take place on Friday evenings you're welcome to be a part of. They are being moved just through Lent with the fish fries from 8 to 8:30, okay? This is just during Lent. And all are welcome, no experience needed, no partner needed. Just a reminder, the classes are starting a half hour later during Lent, which gives you time to come down and enjoy the wonderful fish dinners that are happening at the Gaelic League. And then you can stick around for some music or stick around and dance off what you just ate, right? I might as well mention what's happening with our fish dinners. It's from 5 to 8, $12 for adults, and children are $6, and they do offer a separate Beyond Fish. I think it's chicken tenders. All right, but the big thing that's happening beyond today with the Ardán Academy performing out at the parade fundraiser, or as they call it, the parade kickoff, on March 4th, this coming Saturday, they are having the Ardán Academy of Irish Dance World's fundraiser. It's a dinner and dance here at the Gaelic League, located at 2068 Michigan Avenue in Corktown, Detroit. There will be a performance from the world qualifiers from the Ardán Academy, and all the proceeds will benefit to the World's Grant Fund. The doors open at 5, dinner is at 6, and the show starts at 7. Our good friend DJ Pat Johnson will be taking care of the music that night. And for more information, you can call 734-762-0997, or you can email ardánacademy@yahoo.com. And I believe the price is $40. If I can get this handy right here, maybe I can tell you for sure. But all of the money is going to help these young dancers. So it's real important that we are supportive of them, and they put on a fabulous show. You can tell why they're the world qualifiers. But no, not handy. It's probably, oh, yes, because it's attached. Bruce.
Listen to those papers
Yeah,
rustling.
let me rattle these. Yes, it is. Tickets are $40 each. There is a cash bar. All dinners will be family style and will include chicken, pasta, potatoes, vegetables, dinner rolls, dessert, coffee, and tea. Yum. It sounds delicious, and anything that you can have someone else make is wonderful. The proceeds, once again, benefit the Ardán Academy of Irish Dance Booster Club, which provide grants to the world qualifiers. Once again, this is happening this coming Saturday. What else is happening this week is birthdays. We want to say La Braha Hana to those celebrating birthdays, including ending up February and then starting off in March later this week. We have today, good friend Jan Doucette celebrates her birthday. Tomorrow, Connor Fitzgerald. On Tuesday, Patrick Clark, Michael Klein, and Carol Ann Strange. Wednesday starts March 1st. David Chapman, Mark Carlin, and my aunt, Patricia Kelly, all celebrate their birthday. So very happy shout out to Patricia Kelly. She's going to be 95 years young, and looking forward to celebrating with her. On March 3rd, we have Bridget Duran, who is a big 1 year old, a relative of Bruce. And then on Saturday, Patrick Brennan celebrates his birthday with me. Kathleen O'Neill has a birthday on Saturday, and Saturday I will be landing in Dublin. So I'm so excited to be having a super special.
Can we do a pre-birthday wish to you then?
Go, you're going to sing happy birthday?
Oh, I
Chris?
will never sing. No,
I was
not
going
solo
to say,
anyway.
you know, on CRBradio.com they allow a lot of stuff, but we might be banned.
It might put us off the air.
Yeah, if either one of us sang. So thank you for the birthday wish early. But yes, very happy to be able to celebrate another year and to be doing it in a grand style this year is extra special. Just a little reminder that the Detroit Irish Music Association are meeting down here for a little bit of music to end the show, and then to have a great session from 3 to 5 o'clock. If you want to find out more, you can go to their website, DetroitIrishMusic.org. They have one session on an evening night, and that is the first Wednesday of the month. So March 1st is also a special day for DEMA. They will be here in session. And then in the course of March, we hope to have them back for 2 Sunday sessions. And the ones that are scheduled is for March 5th, which is next week. We're going to do 2 sessions in a row. And then March 26th again, because of all the other activities that are happening in the month of March. So with that, let's go on to some more music. And of course, I've lost my schedule again of who's where with my entertainers. So I don't know why, you know, and if you only saw it, it's very a neat pile, right, Bruce? As he laughs. I did. I already buried it. And
Sorry, Kathleen.
Yeah, I know. And you know what? I think I'm making myself very organized because I have them on different colored papers. So don't say anything.
That's okay. It's amazing I get everything done every week. So
yeah, well, he's able to get through it with me here, but it's all good. And this time round, we are going to go out with our good friends, the 𝐿𝐲𝐻𝐸s, the Fraternal Order of United Irishmen, with their group called the Childers Society. The 𝐿𝐲𝐸s are a very, very active group and a big part of helping to organize and put on the parade. They also decorate the Michigan Avenue with these huge shamrocks posted to all of the different light posts. They also organize and run the Corktown races that happen the couple hours before the parade starts on the streets of Detroit. This year they're going to be starting and ending across the freeway. So that's a new change, but this is their 40th annual Corktown race. And the proceeds go to many special events, mainly their main love, and it's so helpful to the St. Patrick's Senior Center. And then they give out donations to many causes, including this radio program. So we have a certain love for our 𝐿𝐲𝐸 members. And my brother was one as well when he was alive. So we're going to hear a song from them. Now, this song is so old. It was at one of the fundraisers. They're one of the groups that never record any music. But they are at the fundraiser today out at the AOH Hall. If you want to hear them in person, from 3:30 to 4 o'clock, the 𝐿𝐲𝐸 Chowder Society will be playing. The song that I have is probably 20 years old, and so a lot of the singers are not there with them today. The song is Drunken Soldier, and then we're going to follow it up. Oh, excuse me.
Sailor.
Sailor?
Drunken sailor.
Yeah, Drunken Soldier. Typo. Trying to rush, trying to pack, trying to get all kinds of things done. No excuse. And then we're going to follow it with Iniscoil. Well, Iniscoil has changed names. Sadly, we've lost Icy Frady. And so the group that is playing is now Tara. And Tara still includes the members from Inishkol. That is Tom Dooley and Marilyn Hodling. And they have another one, Sally, and I'm sorry I don't know Sally's last name. But they are on at 6 today, 6 o'clock to 6:45. Here we have Inishkol with the song, Catch Me If You Can, My Name is Dan. I caught him. My husband's name is Dan. And then we're going to follow with 𝐷𝐸nuff with the song Black Velvet Band. And I will be sharing more about 𝐷𝐸nuff. They are not out at the fundraiser today. As I mentioned, there's way too many bands and not enough time, but they do play here at the Gaelic League, and they were here recently.
What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning, way hey, up she rises, way hey, up she rises, way hey, up she rises early in the morning. Put him in a longboat till he's sober, put him in a longboat till he's sober, put him in a longboat till he's sober early in the morning. Way hey, up she rises, way hey, up she rises, way hey, up she rises early in the morning. Shave his belly with a rusty razor, shave his belly with a rusty razor, shave his belly with a rusty razor early in the morning. Way hey, up she rises, way hey, up she rises, way hey, up she rises early in the morning. Put him in bed with a boa constrictor, put him in bed with a boa constrictor, put him in bed with a boa constrictor early in the morning. Way hey, up she rises, way hey, up she rises, way hey, up she rises early in the morning. Put him in bed with the captain's daughter, put him in bed with the captain's daughter, put him in bed with the captain's daughter early in the morning. Way hey, up she rises, way hey, up she rises, way hey, up she rises early in the morning. Way hey, up she rises, way hey, up she rises, way hey, up she rises early in the
I'm a podgy from 𝐾𝐞𝐭𝐫𝐤𝐴𝐲. I've got money and acres of land. I'm looking for a honey with a bit of money. So catch me if you can, my name is Dan, sure I'm your man. I like the ceilidhs and the stack of barley. I like the waltzes, the old jigs and the reels. I'm always singing when the music's swinging. Oh, catch me if you can, my name is Dan, sure I'm your man. And I'm off to Lichtenburn at the end of the year. I'm off for a bit of crack, the women and the beer. I'm awful shifty for a man of 50. Oh, catch me if you can, my name is Dan, sure I'm your man. I got a brother, he's in McGarvey. I've got an uncle, he's up there in the Doyle. He's quite a charmer, he's a mighty farmer. Oh, catch me if you can, my name is Dan, sure I'm your man. And now to conclude and to finish my story, if there's a young one who's looking for a man, take a bus from Barna to Lichtenburn and catch me if you can, my name is Dan, sure I'm your man. And I'm off to Lichtenburn at the end of the year. I'm off for a bit of crack, the women and the beer. I'm awful shifty for a man of 50. 50. Oh, catch me if you can, my name is Dan, sure I'm your man. And I'm off to Lichtenburn at the end of the year. I'm off for a bit of crack, the women and the beer. I'm off with Shifty for a man of 50. Oh, catch me if you can, my name is Dan, sure I'm your man. Oh, catch me if you can, my name is Dan, sure I'm your man. Oh, catch me if you can, my name is Dan, sure I'm your man.
In a neat little town they call Belfast, apprentice to trade I was bound, and many an hour of happiness I spent in that neat little town. When a sad misfortune came on me and caused me to stray from the land, far away from me friends and relations, to follow the black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds, you'd think she was queen of the land, with her hair hung over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band. As I was out strolling one evening, not meaning to go very far, I had met with a frolicsome damsel working her way through the bar. When a watch she took from her customer and slipped it right into my hand, and the law came and put me in prison, bad luck to the black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds, you'd think she was queen of the land, with her hair hung over her shoulders, tied under the black velvet band. Next morning before judge and jury, for trial I had to appear, and the judge, he said, young fellow, the case against you is quite clear, and 7 long years is your sentence. You're going to Van Diemen's Land, far away from your friends and relations, to follow the black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds, you'd think she was queen of the land, with her hair hung over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band. So come on, ye jolly young fellows, I'll have you take warning from me, and whenever you're full of the liquor, my lads, beware of that pretty Colleen. She'll fill you with whiskey and porter till you are not able to stand, and the very next thing that you know, my lads, you've landed in Van Diemen's Land. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds, you'd think she was queen of the land, with her hair hung over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds, you'd think she was queen of the land, with her hair hung over her shoulders, tied up with a black velvet band.
Okay, I did say I'd make mention of what's going on with Odd Enough. Wonderful, lively group as well. They have quite the schedule, starting with March 3rd. They were here on February 18th at the Gaelic League. But March 3rd, Odd Enough and Michael O'Brien will be at the Polish Sea League for Bonnell Foundation fundraiser. On March 10th, they will be, Odd Enough will be at the House of Shamrocks. That's out in, I believe, Hazel Park. March 10th. Did I just say that, March 10th? It's the House of Shamrocks? Yes. And March 17th, busy day for all musicians and dancers and those that are having to work or volunteer around the various Irish groups or venues. Odd Enough will be at the Gaelic League from 1 to 3. And then they will be with Michael O'Brien's band at Eastern Market Brewing Company from 4 to 6. And then Michael O'Brien from 7 to 8, and Odd Enough from 8 to 10 will be at Old Detroit Burger Bar in Clawson. And so that's a very, very busy day for them. Lots of wonderful live music from that group and many others. I want to say, Aber Padre Sanadini Atatin to those that are in need of prayers at this time, including our good friend Mary Jo Began, Laura Bond, Judy and Tom Bruni, Bill Carney, John Couture, Katie Durbin, Brian Dunleavy, John Finnerty, Bridie Flynn, Ed Foley, Betty and Mary Gowdy, Mary Gold, Joanne Haley, Dave and Aaron Keem, Jamie Jones, Ann Kerwin, Kevin Lussick, Angela McGuire, Patty Martin, Indon Mashburn, Rick McMurray, Richard McNichols, Sean Moore, Bridget Murray, Father Dan O'Sullivan, Ann Purcell, Marianne Quinn, Norm Root, Chris Scanlon, Mary Sheehy, Megan Tierney, Sarah Turner, Lexton Williams, Joan Wisely, Kevin Wisely, and your family members and friends that may also be in need of prayers at this time. Also want to make mention what's happening on March 1st is the Irish night, the hockey night, down at Little Caesar Arena. And if you got your tickets in advance, you may be a part of that Irish Heritage Night where you're getting, being able to get in early and sit in different sections and getting a cap. Let me see right here. There's many things that are a t-shirt, excuse me. This is a Pistons against the Chicago Bulls, and just a little reminder for those that have tickets that that is happening this coming Wednesday, 7 o'clock, down at Little Caesars Arena. Let's see what else is happening. Might as well talk about the St. Patrick's at the Gaelic League. Plenty of entertainment, as I just mentioned. Odd Enough would be here. Both Parade Sunday, March 12th, and Friday, St. Patrick's Day. There will be plenty of food, fun, Irish music, and merchandise available for purchase both in the lounge and the hall of the Gaelic League. On Parade Sunday, Terry Murphy kicks it off at 10 a.m. to 11. Barley Sippers are from 11 to 2 p.m. McSpillin, 2 to 6 p.m. And on St. Patrick's Day, we have Terry once again starting it off at noon to 1 o'clock. Odd Enough is 1 to 3. The Codgers from 3 to 8. And Barley Brothers from 8 to 11. This is the 65th Annual Detroit St. Patrick's Parade, which begins at 1 o'clock sharp on March 12th. That is also a change in time, daylight savings time, so just keep that in mind. Don't want anyone to miss out on stepping out on Michigan Avenue. We encourage members, this is the Gaelic League, members and friends to march with the Gaelic League. You can also, of course, volunteer and be party goers after the parade. So keep that in mind. We'll be sharing more of who's going to be entertaining and throughout the month, including this coming week. Just the reminder, too, what's happening on Wednesday is the Language Circle. That meets every Wednesday here at the Gaelic League. They also offer a Zoom presentation for those that can't make it down. But the class is from 7 to 9 p.m. And all are welcome to come and learn. I've heard from a few different ones that are joining just online and thoroughly enjoying it. So that's encouraging, and perhaps I will get on board soon. Up next, we're going to hear from the Codgers, one of the groups that will be playing here at the Gaelic League. Another lively group, lots of fun, and they write a lot of their songs as well. This song is about one of the Irish pubs here in the Detroit area called the Dublin Inn. No longer is open, but this is where one of the band members, John Freeman, enjoyed going to and listening to some of the entertainers who sadly are now deceased as well. You'll hear it in the song. And then we'll follow it up with our own Terry Murphy, who played both Friday and Saturday night this weekend with the song You're Not Irish. And this is written by Robbie O'Connell. Enjoy.
Schaefer Highway there was an Irish bar where Larry Larson played his 12-string guitar. You could not say that you were lonely unless you walked the streets of London or the streets of Detroit City just a little way. Larry's friend Eddie McGlinchey would sing Danny Boy and those other mournful tunes. You could not say you were unhappy unless you laid your flowers down in the streets of Detroit City just a little ways away. Mom would take me and my cousin to hear. We'd have fun drinking our ginger beer. We never felt like we were lonely as long as we had each other. Our childhood home, Detroit City, just a little ways away. Charlie Taylor can tell you a thing or two. How the industry has left us an empty lot. Some of us, we will stay here after all the factories close. In our homes, Detroit City, just a little ways away. You cannot say you are lonely unless you lay your flowers down in the streets of Detroit City, just a little ways away.
When first I came to the USA with my guitar in hand, I was told that I could get a job singing songs from Ireland. So I headed off to Boston where I was sure it would be alright. The very first night I got on the stage I was in for a big surprise. They said, "You're not Irish, you can't be Irish, you don't know Danny Boy, or churla, or even Irish eyes. You got a hell of a nerve to say you came from Ireland. So cut out all the nonsense and sing McNamara's band." To tell the truth, I got quite a shock and I didn't know what to say. So I sang a song in Gaelic, I thought that might win the day. They looked at me suspiciously and I didn't know what was wrong. when all of a sudden they started to shout, sing a real Irish song. They said, you're not Irish, you can't be Irish, you don't know Danny Boy, or Churbalurbalura, or even Irish eyes. You got a hell of a nerve to say you came from Ireland, so cut out all the nonsense and sing McNamara's band. The next day I was on my way to Chicago, I was bound. I decided to give it another try, not let it get me down. On the stage they looked quite friendly and I'd hardly sung one word, when a voice came up from the back of the room, and what do you think I heard? They said, you're not Irish, you can't be Irish, you don't know Danny Boy, or Churbalurbalura, or even Irish eyes. You've got a hell of a nerve to say you came from Ireland, so cut out all the nonsense and sing McNamara's band. I've traveled throughout the country and it's always been the same, from LA to Philadelphia, from Washington to Maine. And sometimes I wonder if it's a secret society, and it doesn't matter wherever I go, they'll be waiting there for me, saying, you're not Irish, you can't be Irish, you don't know Danny Boy, or Churbalurbalura, or even Irish eyes. You've got a hell of a nerve to say you came from Ireland, so cut out all the nonsense and sing McNamara's band. They said, you're not Irish, you can't be Irish, you don't know Danny Boy, or Churbalurbalura, or even Irish eyes. You got a hell of a nerve to say you came from Ireland, so cut out all the nonsense and sing McNamara's band.
Yes, it's sounding a lot like Parade Day or St. Patrick's Day, or even the big fundraiser out at the UH Hall this afternoon. Once again, it's running from 1 to 7 p.m., and all are welcome to take part. Tickets are $25 at the door. Music will run until 7 o'clock, and then or 6:45. Tara's the last group on from 6 to 6:45. And then they'll do their raffles and closing ceremony. I'm going to take a moment and thank those that have already tuned in and said hello to us, including our good friend Stacy Skinador. Going to make it to Illinois someday to and meet you in person, Stacy, and for your nice greetings always, including that you're listening and saying hello to Bruce as well. And it's sunny, slightly chilly Illinois. I think we're enjoying the same kind of day here. Also, big thanks to Daniel Martin, Aaron Bliss, Bill Schulte, Bruce Farrell, and those that haven't checked in, but I know there's plenty that are enjoying the festivities and raising funds for the parade today that will be listening later. I did mention that the Gaelic League has their Lenten fish fries, and we do enjoy them. They had their first this past Friday. What a wonderful meal it was, and lots of people enjoyed coming out and the company of friends and a Guinness as well. It's just all good, and then listening to Terry. The dinners do include coleslaw rolls and fries and hand-battered fish dinners, and you can even get dessert if you ask the waitress. At the AOH, they have their Friday fish dinners regularly every Friday, which is wonderful as well. And they offer all-you-can-eat fried or baked fish with fries, coleslaw, and a roll for $14 adults, $6 children. The doors open at 5, and meals are served from 5:30 to 7:30. And this coming Friday, they will have on March 3rd Kevin Murphy, Grand Marshal, is supposed to be playing a bit of music, which is wonderful. We had him here last week, and he's a very talented musician as well as a wonderful person, and just the right person to be leading us up the parade route. Also happening at the Gaelic League after the fish fry, which this week is only, the time is from 5 to 7 p.m. because there's a special event that's happening in Corktown, and it's called the Corktown Music Festival. It's actually happening on March 3rd and 4th, and on the 3rd, the venue is here, one of the spots is the Gaelic League, so there'll be music in the hall and no music on the lounge side. On Saturday, March 4th, there will be the Fooey's, our good friends, the Fooey's will be hanging shamrocks, and that's always a fun event. Wonderful to see all those shamrocks line the parade route, and then meeting up with all the Fooey's afterwards. Fooey's standing for Fraternal Order of United Irishmen, and you don't have to be Irish to be a member. They're just a great bunch of guys. And then later in the day, as I mentioned, the Ardán Academy of Irish Dance is having a dinner dance here at the Gaelic League, and McSpillin will be on the lounge side later in the evening. For those that wanted tickets to the Ardán Academy, I know that they were having some issue with paying online, but I believe you can purchase those tickets by 𝐃𝐞𝐭𝐫𝐫𝐢𝐻, and it's UnitedIrishSocieties.org, or UnitedIrishDetroit.org, or just send it to 𝐃𝐞𝐭𝐫𝐫𝐢𝐻. If you have her email, she'll get it. United Irish Societies, check their website. And if you wanted to find out more about the Corktown Music Festival, it's 75 plus bands on 5 different venues. $20 includes both nights, and it benefits for Paws One Heart. So that's also a fun night to be a part of. Next up, we're going to hear from the group Blackthorn, and I'll be sharing with you a little bit of where they're at. Included in that group is our friend Michael Gavin, who I had the pleasure of seeing last night. And then we're going to follow with another selection of dance music, some reels by Mick Gavin and friends. Just a little reminder that our Ardán Academy is having a great dinner dance show coming here this coming Saturday at the Gaelic League.
Let us pause in life's pleasures and count its many tears, for we all sup sorrow with the poor. There's a song that will linger forever in our ears. Oh, hard times come again no more. 'Tis the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. While we seek mirth and beauty and music light and gay, there are frail forms knocking at the door. Though their voices are silent, their pleading looks will say, oh, hard times come again no more. 'Tis the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. There's a pale, fainting maiden who toils her life away with a worn heart whose better days are o'er. Though her voice would be merry, 'tis sighing all the day. Oh, hard times come again no more. 'Tis the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. Oh, hard times come again no more.
All right. It's so nice to be here at the Gaelic League and seeing people come and go and people staying and bringing in their musical instruments. We've got a nice little group starting to gather here for the session today. DEMA, the Detroit Irish Music Association, has a session from 3 to 5 down at the Gaelic League today. Come down and enjoy the music or come in and join in the music. Either way, you would be most welcome. And I had a message, but somehow the message faded. Lynn, I'm going to ask you to start that up again. I had a message about a good friend of ours, Una Bonner, who many of us knew on her own, wonderful woman, but she was also the wife of the late Brian Bonner. Would you give that to Lynn and ask her to open it up again for me, please? That is in poor health, and her son is asked. I haven't read it yet. I couldn't. Sorry. Yeah, I see it. Thank you. Okay. Una Bonner's, Brian's wife, is now living in a care facility in Phoenix, Arizona. Her health is not good, and her son Kevin has asked if people who know her would like to send her some good wishes that he will play for her. So, if you would like to call this number and wish Una, give some kind words to our good friend Una Bonner, who is in very poor health, leave a message, and her son Kevin, who is out in Arizona with her, will gladly share it with her. The number to call is 313-460-1665. Once again, this is in regards to our friend Una Bonner, who's now out in Arizona with her son. The number is 313-460-1665. So thanks, Lynn, for that information. And then we made mention about Blackthorn. They have some news to share. Normally they play out at John Colley's and Sons Irish Pub in downtown Farmington, but they will not be there next Sunday entertaining because they have a good friend, Tim O'Shea, who is a singer, guitarist, and boron player from Killarney, Ireland, will perform songs and tunes of his homeland in a one-night-only show at John Conley's and Sons Irish Pub in downtown Farmington. He will be accompanied by multi-instrumentalist Joe Nilsson of Chicago. Tim is a great musician and storyteller, so with this being his only stop in the Detroit metro area, you will not want to miss it. Tickets for the dinner concert are $45 each and can be purchased by calling 248-474-5941. The ticket price includes a 3-course dinner at 6 p.m. followed by the show. It sounds like a great night. If you can't make it, they will be out at the Colley's, the Blackthorn, that is, on March 12th. And we'll be doing somewhat similar as they do a dinner and show. And since seating is limited, it's advisable to call for reservations. Once again, call 248-474-5941. And I've been mentioning the different groups that are out at the AOH Hall for the annual St. Patrick's Parade kickoff. And just who should happen to appear for a quick minute is one of the members of Tara, the band that has formed since Icy Frady has died, and it used to be called Inishko. Now it's Tara. And I didn't know Sally's last name. Sally's here, and her name is 𝐃𝐞𝐭. So Sally 𝐶𝐶 is here for a bit of the session, and then she's going to scoot out to the fundraiser. That's how we do it when we enjoy music, and certainly as musicians, you love to gather. Other ones that are performing that I did not mention and didn't have music to share with you is the New Brigade. Went on stage at 1:20 and played until 1:50. Madigan's Attic is playing from 2:50 to 3:30. And I think I had music for everyone else. So thanks for those that record music. We get to have a listen later. Coming up tomorrow at the Gaelic League on Monday is Set Dancing with Ann McCullum. They have a 6:30 foot exercise, and then 7 to 9 is dancing. Everyone's welcome to come to that. Also happening tomorrow is the Gaelic League's monthly meeting. Normally the fourth Monday of the month. They have a board meeting at 6 o'clock and the general membership meeting at 7 o'clock. So keep that in mind as well. As we go back and listen to a couple more tunes here. Oh, this next one is about the Druids. The Druids are coming to the AOH Hall this coming, or not this Wednesday, but the 8th, March 8th. They will be entertaining in concert. The doors open at 6 o'clock. The show is at 7. Admission is $25. Those tickets go fast, so if you want to get in on watching a fabulous group from Ireland, call 248-345-7761, or you can email Sue McNichols to get your tickets ordered and or make arrangements for payment. Her email is smcnichols120@sbcglobal.net. And we'll hear from them with The Sky Over Ireland, and then follow it with our good friend Endon Riley, another great now local entertainer from Dublin, with the song Where the Sweetest Waters Flow.
Last night the gig was over in the center of the town. An old man called me over, I could see his drunken frown. He asked how long I'd been here, if I ever would return. He asked me all about myself and the place that I came from. Then he took my hand in his, and gentle were his words. I could see the truth in his eyes. He said, I haven't seen the sky over Ireland for over 50 years. I haven't heard my mother call my name since I came here. Even when she passed away, they didn't let me know. With no one left to go back to, this is now my home. He said, I haven't seen the sky over Ireland for over 50 years. He said it through his tears. He told me of his youth and of a girl that he once loved, how they ran away together many years ago. She had a son already, to his family this brought shame, but he loved them as his own, and he gave them both his name. But his fondness for the whiskey grew and sent them on their way. Now he dwells upon the past and the life he threw away. He said, I haven't seen the sky over Ireland for over 50 years. He said it through his tears. He finished off his drink and brought the empty to the bar. I watched the people sneer and call him names behind his back. He said, don't ever judge me until you've worn my shoes. The room went deadly quiet, and he knew that I knew. And as he said goodnight, he planted one thought in my mind: there but for the grace of God go I. He said, I haven't seen the sky over Ireland for over 50 years. I haven't heard my mother call my name since I came here. Even when she passed away, they didn't let me know. With no one left to go back to, this is now my home. He said, I haven't seen the sky over Ireland for over 50 years. He said it through his tears.
Beyond in the barley field, where the ghosts of corncrakes grow, 10 generations of your fathers knew where the sweetest waters flow. Way up up above at the Temple Hill, by the big rock in the field, hundreds of people kneel to pray. Had to hide, forced to flee. Had to hide or forced to flee. Way up above in the old graveyard, a man came, spoke of a dream of hidden gold in the old church wall. He reached inside, it gleamed, it gleamed. He reached inside, it gleamed, it gleamed. My granddaddy told me when I was young in this very field, helping my father save the day. 3 shots we heard as they killed a man for being in love with his country, for being in love with his country. Way or beyond in the barley field, where the ghosts of heartbreaks crow. 10 generations of your fathers knew where the sweetest waters flow, where the sweetest waters flow.
All right. Let me just give you a couple of websites here. You can check out the blackthorn1.com website to find out where they're touring. And they're in Sterling Heights on March 2nd, March 4th. They're doing something at the Hawk, which is formerly Harrison High School in Farmington. John Colley, as I mentioned, dinner show on March 12th, Parade Sunday. They're in Troy at the Recreation Center on March 15th, 16th. They're up in Grayling. So we got lots of things going on with Blackthorn. And then we just heard from Endon Riley. He also has a website you can check out, endonriley.com. And he has, he's going to be out of town, it looks like. He's in Maine and Massachusetts this weekend and comes back to do a show in Roseville and Northville, Howell, Plymouth, Michigan. So check out those if you want to follow them or see them in person. Next up we have, let me see if there's something else I should be making mention of before. Oh, the painting of the shamrocks. If you are part of that, that's another fun thing that the Fooey's organize. It's happening on March 10th. It's Friday. At the Irish Plaza at 6th and Michigan Avenue. Meet there around 11:45, or you can meet at the League and go down with a group down to the plaza. As I mentioned earlier, the first song we had played, or the first set of songs, was 6th and Porter. Well, the Irish Plaza is right at the corner of 6th and Michigan, 2 blocks away. And at that corner, they have the Michigan flag, the Irish flag, and the United States flag. So it's pretty cool. And that's where Corktown starts. There is a luncheon afterwards, and if you plan on being at the luncheon, you need to RSVP. And this is, I knew I had her, Erin's email address. It's because whatever email that was out there isn't working, you can RSVP to Erin at ekeem@UnitedIrishDetroit.com. Just takes a second to find some of that information. If you're wanting to run in the Corktown races, there's still time to sign up for that as well. And there is also, we heard about the auction, Jim DeWan Memorial Scholarship Program has an auction of some items, Calvin Johnson items. There's footballs that are signed by him, a helmet, a jersey with the number 81 on it. If you're interested in getting on this silent auction, it started on February 6th, runs through March 6th at 5 p.m. So Monday, March 6th is the deadline. Check out Jim DeWan Memorial Scholarship.betterworld.org. You should be able to find it. They are having an awards banquet on April 30th for those that are being selected as scholarship recipients. And if you're interested in that, April 1st is the deadline for you to apply for people aged 17 to 30 years old and male or female to get a scholarship. The only thing that's necessary is you have to be either a high school senior or graduate from high school. But the scholarship are awarded to those wanting to further their education, whether it be a college, university, technical school, or a trade school. So check out their new website, which is Jim DeWan, DEWAN, memorialscholarship.com. I also learned of an interesting thing from the Irish Network Detroit in conjunction with the Consulate General of Ireland from Chicago. There's going to be a presentation via Zoom on Tuesday, March 7th at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. The speaker will be presenting how to obtain Irish citizenship through dissent and discussion on the Working Holiday Authorization Program for U.S. citizens. Once again, this is a Zoom that's happening on March 7th. Let's see if we can get it posted to the Detroit Irish Radio Facebook page, and we'll see if we can get it out there for other people to know. But you have to RSVP by this Wednesday, March 1st, to Aaron.Menard, MENARD, at KITCH.com. Says colleagues and business friends welcome to attend. So that's maybe of interest to some of you that would like to get that citizenship. Next up, we have Kitty Donahue out of Ann Arbor with song Ireland Song, and she came down actually last week for the session, not realizing the session was this Sunday. So hopefully we'll see Kitty in a bit, but she stuck around for our pub quiz, so that was good. After we hear from Kitty, we're going to hear from some other young local musicians, and that is Allison Perkins and Nicholas Brown, also part of this Detroit Irish Music Association and cultist group, with the tune Paddy Fahey's and The Dream of Home.
First we came to Drogheda, down by the Irish Sea. I felt something strong and familiar, a forgotten memory, like a song I've sung forever, like whiskey in the tea. The heart always finds the way stood upon the battlements and watched the town below, where my mother's people lived so many years ago, before the great hunger came and they were forced to go. The heart always finds the way, wherever I may wander, wherever I may be. Ireland will always be a part of me. Then on we went to Cavan Town, through hills of the walls of stone, where a rain that smelled like peat fire smoke soaked us to the bone. And everywhere was our Father's name, spelled just like our own. The heart always finds the way back home. And one night at the widow's pub along the Sligo road, there was Martin on the accordion while the fiddler swayed and bowed. The tunes were sweet, Katie danced, and the drink, oh how it flowed. The heart always finds the way, wherever I may wander, wherever I may be. Ireland will always be a part of me. From Dublin up to Belfast, from Cork to Donegal, they sailed away from the land they loved to whatever might befall. So here's a glass to the past that lives on within us all. The heart always finds the way, wherever I may wander, wherever I may be. Ireland will always be a part of me. Ireland will always be a part of me.
Okay, we're going to be getting ready to hear some live music from our friends from the Detroit Irish Music Association. Just want to give a couple different announcements. And actually, this is on a sad note, and we want to extend our condolences to a good friend and a contributor to this radio program for many, many years, Teresa Roddy, whose sister just recently died and was on our prayer list, Joan Nagy. Affectionately known as Joe. Joe has died this past week, and we, as I mentioned, want to extend condolences to Teresa and to Joe's family, which includes her husband, Jim, and her 3 children, Julie, Steve, and Greg, and their families. The funeral is going to be, or a funeral mass, a memorial mass is scheduled for April 15th at Our Lady of the Wayside Church in Arlington Heights. She lived in the Chicago area. Very sad, from Sligo originally, from Tubacurry area. The only siblings left here is her sister Teresa Roddy, who is from the Detroit area but goes to Florida for the winter, and another sister, May, who lives in New York. So remember that family, the Nagy family, at this time. Always sad to lose a loved one, especially when you're losing siblings. It's very hard. The other thing I didn't mention, that the St. Patrick's and St. Joseph Day annual party is back, the 17th annual. It's happening on Saturday, March 11th, out at the American Polish Century Club in Sterling Heights. And Sheila Maloney, who is sitting in next Sunday, will be sharing more information about that. You still have time to get out to United Irish Society St. Patrick's Parade kickoff. It runs until about the last group on is Tara from 6 o'clock to 6:45, and that is located at 25300 5 Mile Road in Retford. And the last thing is, for those of you that have been wanting to see that new movie, The Quiet Girl, that's winning all kinds of acclaims and nominated for the Best International Feature Academy Award, is going to be shown here in the Detroit area starting on Friday, March 10th. Check out Cinema Detroit. That's located at 4126 3rd Street. Check out their website, cinemadetroit.org, for more information. And with that, do we have someone letting us know what they're playing, or are you just going to play?
Boys of Blue Hill and Harvest Home.
Okay, hopefully you heard that. Boys of Blue Hill and Harvest Home. Let's have a listen.
Thank you.
Very, very nice. And that's just the start because there's a session following this radio program today. Just a little reminder, I will not be around for the next 3 Sundays, but we do have our good friend Sheila Maloney that's going to be stepping in next Sunday to share the music that she just brought back from Ireland. And then on Parade Sunday and the following Sunday, we have our good friend Angela Ryan putting on some wonderful programs as well. So if you have news to share, you can always send it by text or well, I guess during the show, phone call, 313-942-0159, or you can email DetroitIrishRadio@gmail.com, or you can always Facebook our friend Mary Bongiorno, and she will make sure that that news is sent to whoever's doing this show. But I want to thank you for tuning in to Detroit Irish Radio on CRBRadio.com. It's been a real pleasure. Your host, Kathleen O'Neill, along with Bruce Smith, and our guest here in the studio, the studio lounge of the Gaelic League, Detroit Irish Musician Association, and from our call from Alfie Dean. Always appreciate calls. Keep all that are in poor health in your prayers. Until next week, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Have a great week, and do we have another song to go out with? Yes? No? We got a few minutes? No? All right, well then we'll play something, another group, the Finvarnsbrinn, another local group that's part of Cultus.